Today has been a very bad day for Drake haters, right? A very good day for Drake, but a very bad day for his haters. They're unraveling, they're panicking, they're spiraling out of control. And I don't know, man, sitting back and watching everything happen, minding my good, broke, and highly favored business, it's been a joy to see. Shout out to this creator right here called Jay Roebuck. He just dropped a video exposing one of Drake haters that I'm not really too familiar with. So without him, I wouldn't have made this video because I don't know who this dude is. But this dude has Drake derangement syndrome. No, truly, it's a sickness, and this dude is sick.
The only people who want to see this nonsense. Drake's so scared to drop this. He knows that this gonna do 150, right? He knows first week sales gonna be 175, 225 if my is curious, right? Other than that, wah, right? Be like every Marvel movie that has dropped in the last couple years. Wah.
I'm not even gonna laugh at a 50-year-old man sitting in his car on his work break making a video about a billionaire and how unsuccessful that billionaire is. Because obviously, you know, y'all see the humor in that as well. And again, I'm not even gonna say, hey man, you should not have said that. If you have an opinion, you should be able to critique and criticize anybody. However, here's where the Drake derangement syndrome comes in, and it's really sad to watch. If you're predicting that Drake is gonna sell 100 to 150,000 copies first week because nobody cares about the Drake rollout, nobody cares about the album, Drake is ice cold right now, and that's your opinion, right? You have a right to have that opinion. And then Drake surpasses your expectation. He outsells the 150. He sells like 480, I believe. I believe because, again, you're in media, right? You shouldn't have any biases. You shouldn't, treat this as something personal. Like, you shouldn't be in this delusional one-sided beef with Drake who don't know who you are. You should be able to come back in that same car you were in, look at the camera and say, hey, I was wrong. Drake surpassed my expectations. Shout out to the brother, man. Because if you are a journalist, a music analyst, a commentator, you shouldn't be in this delusional one-sided beef with Drake who don't know who you are. You should be objective. And objectivity comes in and say, yo, man, hey, he surpassed my expectations. I didn't know he was going to sell this much. Shout out to Drake. It's a success. But instead, he came back with more Drake derangement syndrome. Now, instead of admitting his wrongs and saying, yo, Drake surpassed my expectations, he then began to try to make whatever Drake did into an L.
You said he was going to do what? 125, 225 if people are interested? Now listen, I'm going to give you some credit because you did try to walk this back a bit. Let's listen to your second video, but this is the video I actually have the most problem with.
What's happening as you expected, and a lot of people are trying to remind me of what I said. I said a lot of most of it was true. A dude went back to me saying some way back last summer when Iceman was still cold, talking about, you said it was 150. Keep in mind, every time I post on Twitter, he goes under my post, you said it was going to be 150. I may have said that. I don't even remember saying it, but I may have said it a year ago.
I'm not going to allow you to move the goalpost. Now, first, we're going to start with this. You do say a lot, so maybe you don't remember, but I'm here to remind you. You didn't say that last year. You did not say that last summer. In fact, I'm going to attach the picture here. The picture next to you is an article from Complex that came out in November, which means you said all of these things about 5 to 6 months ago. The real thing that I want to talk about is how you explain the data, because I think that was very misleading. So let's get straight to that.
What goes up must come down, but we didn't know how fast it was going to come down. Gang, this guy been on top for 24 hours. That thing started to crash and burn, and what they're doing, I'm going to read to you what happened because I had to Google it to be sure, and Google said, yep, it did, right? It crashed and burned. What happened was, the thing, it doesn't have no staying power. It has no hits. But when you don't focus on a hit to try to make a hit, you're going to not have one.
So let's dissect this first. The first thing you say is what goes up must come down, which is in fact true. But you said that this thing is starting to crash and burn and it has no staying power. I want to welcome you to the Roebuck School of Numbers. Everyone pay attention. Now, the chart that he has up on his video is showing streaming numbers on a day-by-day basis, and it's showing you basically the change. That's why you'll see some numbers in red. But what he's failing to explain to you is that that is normal. It is absolutely normal for a song not to perform as well on day 2 as it did on day 1. By-side comparison of day 1 to day 2 numbers of not just Drake and his previous albums, but also Kendrick Lamar, because that is obviously who people are going to compare him to. So let's take a look at the numbers. We can see here Iceman, day 1 had 140 million streams. In comparison, day 2 went to 92 million. That's a 34% drop. According to Charles, he says that means it has no staying power. But let's look at that in comparison to other Drake albums. We've seen a 35% drop with CLB. We've seen a 35% drop with Scorpion, which means this falls right into the average. But let's not talk about Drake here. Let's talk about Kendrick Lamar. Now we can look with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. From day 1 to day 2, there was a 35% drop.
Shout out to this brother, Jay. This was an absolute clinical, man. Now, I don't know the other dude too well, bro. I can't even tell you his name. But if people are going to him for serious music takes, man, then you should question your life decisions, because this is just bad. Yo, this is like me calling somebody a bum. Say, man, you can't play basketball, man. Man, listen, man, he's about to average probably like 7 points per game next season. And then next season comes and he puts up 34 points per game. And then I get to talking, well, yeah, he averaged 34 points per game, but when the playoffs came, he only averaged 27 points per game. He couldn't perform at the high. You'll look at me as an absolute dickhead. Like, bro, what are you talking about? You are a weirdo. If I say, like, if I just, y'all will look at me like a weirdo. If Stephen A. Smith did it, y'all look at Stephen A. Smith as a weirdo. This is the same thing, bro. So he was gonna sell 100 to 150 according to you. He sells over 400, close to 500, and somehow it's still an L in your eyes. These dudes are not real music journalists. They are not objective. These dudes' entire thing is they want to be as flagrant as possible to get attention. They have one-sided beef with Drake. They think they think that they're in Kendrick Lamar's entourage. It's just all around weird and goofy. But it doesn't just stop with that dude, man. A lot of Drake enemies are having a rough day today, right? So Stevie Knight was doing a reaction to Iceman, and he tries to fact check Drake in real time, and the fact check went horribly wrong.
Who is this guy for real? I guess a magician. 100 million streams vanished. No one got questions for niggas.
Did that happen? Did that happen? Did that happen? Did Kendrick Lamar lose 100 million streams? Yes, Kendrick Lamar reportedly had massive numbers of streams removed across platforms like Spotify as part of a sweeping purge targeting artificial or bot-driven streams. While there was online debate and allegations, most notably from Drake, who accused Kendrick of botting his stream numbers, the details of the lost streams stem from specific streaming purges and natural listening trends. Stream purges. During a platform-wide technical cleanup by Spotify, Lamar was reported to have had roughly 235 million streams removed from specific tracks, such as his collaboration with Luther. Other reports and viral community discussions claimed even higher, sweeping reductions in the billions. Natural attrition. Much of the perceived loss in his overall numbers is also attributed to natural declines following the massive historic spikes caused by the rap beef in his Super Bowl performance.
Yo, watch how, listen, watch, right? Watch how he's about to malfunction when he's forced to now give a general critique of an artist who audience he's been grifting right, like for years. And I witnessed this too with the Screwface guy, like Screwface John. I've witnessed this with him, where because he's been grifting that audience for so long, that when it's time to offer up critique, it's like the most difficult. You would think they put, I don't know, man, AP calculus in front of him and told him to solve an equation. They start flustering, they start stuttering, they start sweating. They cannot give one neutral, objective critique because they've been grifting the audience, and when they're put in a position where they have to do so, it's like their body goes into survival mode. They start hyperventilating, and their body literally starts rejecting the thoughts of critiques because the body understands. Hold on, man, we've been grifting this audience for years, man. Hey, but we critique this audience. We lose our source of income. We can't feed ourselves. So the body starts rejecting the criticism. They want to utter, yeah, it probably did lose 100. No, don't do it, bro. We won't eat. Well, we won't have dinner today. That's how it felt like. If you critique it, you about to lose your income source, bro. They about to unsubscribe. They about to stop watching you. You about to lose all source of income for uttering this critique. So watch how his body is rejecting his thoughts, because the body understands you cannot critique someone you've been grifting for years. Like, right? That audience about to cook you.
Need to dive in a little bit more of that, dog. I mean, this sole conversation is enough for a video in itself, man, just as far as human psychology and how perception is reality and how you can publicly inflate anything, right? Like pressing the button on, bro. I'm gonna say that conversation for another day, bro, because that's interesting. I'd like to dive into that a little bit more. Right? And then it's like, but with that, the psychology of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like the deed has been done. You know what I mean? And perception is reality. And majority of people don't care enough about this situation for it to be an issue or change their minds. Like what took place with that beef is imprinted in people's minds, and it will always be such, man. But the fact that this could have taken place, you know what I mean, and the reality of things, it should make people have a whole different perspective on what took place, on what happened, or what transpired, man. But perception is reality, man. The first to put that in people's minds is the winner, man. And it doesn't, at this point, it doesn't matter, right? It don't matter what Drake, it don't matter what proof Drake can provide, what he can say, man. That shockwave that happened through hip hop is going to be imprinted in people's minds and hip hop as long as hip hop exists, right? But but that often exists in a lot of these polarizing events or whatnot, man, right? Something goes down, captivates an audience in some type of way, negatively or positively, but it's always something that took place differently that initiated whatever happened, bro. That was one of, if not the biggest moment in hip hop history, right? And, outside of just Drake fans, unwilling, and people that are willing to look at things objectively, most people don't look at music objectively. They side with who they side with, who they're emotionally tied to, who they're tied to. They're unwilling to change their perspective. One of the most difficult things to do is change people's minds, period, bro. Right? But I'm definitely willing to dive into that a bit more, based on.
Nigga, what? What? Yo, Steve Knight is really articulate. This is somebody I've been watching for years on YouTube. Bro, you are articulate any other time. You was articulate in this video. The minute you get to a position where you got to admit, man, Drake might have been right, man. Man, Drake might have been. Now, all of a sudden, you don't know how to speak anymore. Your body starts rejecting your thoughts, right? You can't find the words to articulate. Yo, this is some sad stuff, bro. Yo, I sit in a position where I feel so free. You know why I feel so free? Because I don't got no allegiance and no sides, bro. Simple as that, man. Right? I can confess, hey, man, I listen to Whacked Out Murals multiple times a week. Multiple times a week, I listen to Whacked Out Murals. That's one of my favorite songs. I also really love the Drake album, right? I think Kendrick Lamar is an amazing artist. I think Drake is an amazing artist. I could say those things. You know why? Because I don't have a side, right? When I critique Drake, the Drake fans will get mad at me, call me all type of names. When I critique Kendrick Lamar, his fans will get mad at me. You know what? But I don't care. I can sleep good at night knowing I'm not beholden to anybody or to any fan base. That I haven't grifted a fan base enough to where if I give a critique, I'm sweating bullets and hyperventilating, thinking about them not effing with me anymore because I've grifted them. I don't have those problems. Now, the West Coast also took a L today, man. So shout out to DJ Head. I like DJ Head, right? Now, not many people on this channel like DJ Head, but I like DJ Head, man. Right now, I don't think DJ Head likes me, but I like DJ Head. DJ Head admits that the West Coast DJs, I want to preface this, man. This is one of the saddest, most just disgusting things I think I've ever heard in my life. DJ Head says that West Coast DJs, more specifically DJs in LA, are so triggered by songs on this Drake album that they requested for DJ Head to remove and edit out the Drake disses so they could play the songs. Yo, I don't ever want to hear the, real hip-hop, real hip-hop blood. I don't want to hear that nonsense no more, bro. These so-called hip-hop purists on the West Coast don't want to play a rap song because the rap song got disses in it. But these are the same people telling Drake, hey, man, it's a rap battle, bro. Why you suing over a rap battle, bro? Why you triggering over a rap battle, bro? This is part of hip-hop. Now the same West Coast hip-hop purists are now so triggered over a rap song with a diss in it, they like want the rap song edited and contorted every. Oh no, this is just sickening, bruh. It's sad. This is nasty stuff, man. Y'all are engaging in. It's never this serious, yo.
The Too Hard for the Radio is controversial because on one side, I've gotten that he's intentionally trying to drive a wedge between LA and the Bay. I don't buy that. I don't subscribe to that. The Bay and LA, we each other. I'm not contributing to that conversation or narrative that there's going to be like you're not going to do that with me or my platform.
Wait, what you're saying? You don't believe that he's doing it, or you're saying it's impossible to happen?
Nothing's impossible. I'm not participating in that though. In that narrative of like yeah, well, the LA shouldn't support that song because it's him. It's like no, nigga. If the niggas want to hear the records, play the records. I don't like it. Don't whatever. Cool. But for the people for the DJs, I'll say this, for the DJs who feel conflicted, if you go to djhead.com, I have an edit of Too Hard for the Radio that you can play without disses in it. It's just a DJ Head edit that you can play free of charge. You can download it. Go to DJ.
What did you remove?
Well, he said something about mustard. He said something about I forgot. It was like a couple things he said. I don't remember the bars, but I just remember it was like some little slick he said. So those things have been removed, and you could play the DJ Head version free and clear with guilt free.
Who's the targeted consumer for that song? For your edit?
For my edit, for the DJs.
Where?
In LA.
Because we don't want to disrespect Mustard.
Because people feel conflicted about playing a song that's taking shots at the homies. So this one doesn't have that.
It's a little contradiction.
Shout out to Gina Views, man. Gina, we had the same reaction as you, man. I've never seen nothing like this before in my life. Now, when he says DJs, is he referring to people on the radio? Because that's even worse. Like, if DJs on the radio would say, we not playing a hip-hop song because it got disses, and they're the literal gatekeepers, like, to hip-hop to, like, what? Like 10 million people in LA County? I think that's kind of absurd. Like that is crazy and insane. But y'all let me know in the comment section, man, what do you guys think about this, all right? Do y'all believe, that DJs, refusing to play a song because they got disses of West Coast people on it? I've never seen nothing like this before in my life, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, or here, or here, or here, somewhere on my screen, to find out why exactly Lil Durk is receiving really bad news today. The feds just gave Lil Durk the worst news of his life. I'm gonna see you guys in this Lil Durk video. Click the hype button below and send me a hype if you really want to support. That's the best way to show support. I'm gonna see you guys in this Lil Durk video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.